Thank you for joining us today on Earthfile. Welcome to the program. I'm Ayola Kasim. Every year, a growing number of farming families are forced to leave their farms and fields in search of new work. In 2021, extreme weather uprooted more than 23 million people globally. Climate change also affects agriculture by destroying farms or making environmental conditions so challenging that farming is no longer an option. With farmers reporting record-breaking losses, these disruptions are not just a challenge for farmers, they're leading to higher food prices and decreased availability of food. Today, we look at how the farming households can be helped to have the tools they need to protect their livelihoods and the environment. Just stay with us.
This is a fish farm, unless they are coming to buy here.
My name is Gizan Chahu, the President and Project Coordinator of Nigerian Association of Women in Agriculture. Nawia was established in 1999. About 12 extension staff came together to form this organization to enable them help farmers, especially women. We work with 60% women, 40% men to improve on their life, to produce not only for eating, but to sell too. You know, agric is life. Let me put it like that, because if you don't eat for 2 days, you will be nearing grave. You will die of hunger. So in Benue, we are the food basket of the nation. We are food basket because we put everything on the table: fruits, cereals, tubers, fish, anything you can think of that is good for consumption, we have it in Benue. Right now, climate change have entered. You don't know when you are planting. You don't know when you are harvesting. Because before March, we will plant yam, water, even to drink safe. Some places now, you will see the well have dried up. And inputs like fertilizer, the cost of fertilizer now is so high. So some of the farmers cannot even afford one bag of the fertilizer. You were going around, you see how it was.
And going round the farming communities in Benue brings different tales of woes. This is Abua community along the Makodi-Boko Road in Makodi local government area.
My name is Chief Rafel Atena. I'm the chief of this area. We farm rice. We farm many crops like cassava, yams, and vegetables, and tomatoes, and pepper. We find many, we almost even groundnuts. When we farm crops at the riverside, the flood washed away our food, our crops. And in fact, we cried and we did not see anybody to come to our aid. Even last year, all our rice we farmed, the water flooded all.
Climate change has been linked to having a direct impact on farmers' livelihoods. When crops and livestock are lost, so is income. Farmers in the world's most vulnerable regions often already live at the edge of poverty, and the risk is growing as climate change accelerates. The people here in Makurdi are experiencing the negative impact.
Okay.
Last year, the flood came, so it was a surprise. But what we experienced before, it is after 10 years. After the flood, we suffered to farm again before we get money.
Titus Nita from Abua. We are usually farming rice, but we have issue of flooding every year. I used to farm 5 hectares, and this year the water flooded about 3 hectares. I left with 2. And the cassava is about 1 hectare. That one, I don't have anything from it. So and this crossing of the way to cross to the other farms, we have some other streams before reaching the main River Benue. So from here to reach to River Benue is all taking us a problem because we used to enter water before reaching to our farm.
It's estimated that 43 million people in Africa alone could be pushed into poverty by 2030 as crop yields continue to decline. Climate change and agriculture are intimately linked by deviations in weather patterns and temperatures. The world is warming faster than ever before, with a direct impact on agricultural production and the people who make their living from it. The last 2 decades saw the hottest temperatures since the 1800s, with the 10 warmest years in recorded history. Temperatures have risen by 1.1 degrees Celsius above the pre-industrial levels as a result of global emissions. In the past few decades, the world has seen and felt the consequences with smallholder farmers, those who rear livestock or raise crops on a limited scale on up to 10 hectares or 25 acres of land on the front lines of this change.
It's between May and May, June. From April, May, June. At that time, if you don't have rain at that time, in fact, it affects us very well. It affects our maize crop because that is the first crop we plant from here. Our maize and then millet and granite and even yam, because when we plant yam earlier and there is no rain, it affects it.
As the world confronts the triple challenge of needing to produce more healthy food with less ecological impact in an increasingly difficult growing environment, engaging farmers is said to be the first line of defense. With the right tools and training, farmers can earn a sustainable living income in agriculture and be at the forefront of protecting our planet.
What we try to do 4 things only inside this. 1, we want to show everybody, every one of us here, that we are part of the problem. Like I tell you, so that they don't go fear, see which problem. All of us are part of the reason why environment is being okay. Because this nylon won't bring you now. If we come out here, this nylon will go inside river. It's part of the problem. When we drink water now, the pure water or plastic bottle, we throw it down. It's part of the problem. When we cut trees, all these things we put here, as we use firewood to cook, as we cut trees, everything is here. All of that is affecting the environment.
The Header Resource Center's team is using its community outreach for climate change to increase the stability of these communities. The farmlands that support them and their livestock, actively analyzing how they can improve the resilience of these essential systems given the urgency and need.
The second thing is, because of all these things that we are doing, what is now happening to us? We are seeing flooding, we are seeing heat. The time that rain is supposed to start, as Zaki just told us, the rain will not start. If the rain comes small, you plant maize, the rain will not fall, the maize will burn. So many things happening to us. Animals, they die. Even fighting between farmers and Fulani is all because everything is drying up, and we are also so this is how it's affecting us. That's the second thing. Third part of this book is talking about the things that we can do, even we as community. The things that we can do. If any of us, if we go to market now, if we buy biscuit 15 naira, he say give me nylon. Wetin they call that thing? Nylon. Leather bag. You take leather bag. And that thing is not leather. Shebi we know. It's plastic. Sometimes you buy pure water, you are drinking the pure water, you say, you not gonna give me leather. You still take the leather. That leather is too much. Even if people in this community can say, I will reduce this kind of bag, I will not be throwing our things anywhere. When we gather, we call government. How do you want us to be throwing our waste? Small things that community can do, small things that individuals can do, small things that family can do is also inside this book. How the communities can write out what they are seeing here, the climate incidents they are seeing. If it is health, how can communities gather to say what is happening? As we gather here, what is happening to us, what can we do? Where do we need to go to government? Which one will we do by ourselves? That is also inside here. Calendar. This calendar starts from October 2023 to December 2024. So the things you have on this calendar is everything we are talking about climate change and how it's affecting us. This calendar was designed by some school children. They use their hands to draw all the problems we are talking about. All the problems that we are talking, they use their hand to draw it. See, this drawing you are seeing here is drawn by the children to explain some of the problems of climate change and the things that we can do to solve the problem. So we like everybody to be not only just leave it in October. No, every time just go through it so that they can see the things. It's picture, so they can also see it.
Drawing from the farmer's extensive experience and research, Heather recommends a range of solutions to mitigate the effect of climate change. This includes the adoption of climate-resilient agricultural practices, such as cultivating drought-resistant crops, efficient water management, and agroforestry. While coping with the effect of unpredictable weather patterns, the community is also complaining of pollution from an ethanol production company, whose waste is disposed into the water body in their communities.
There is kind of the waste that comes from the company, flow through the water, destroyed our crops, and even the water is not good for us to drink. Sometimes when we drink water, our children they feel sick, and even with the grown up, the water is not good for us to drink at all. But we don't know what to do because we don't have any other means of water there. We've been always talking to our leaders that are boss. We talked to them. We told them that this is what is worrying us from this company. They said they are going to do something about it, but up to now, we have not seen anybody to come to our aid for that. Even the smoke of the engines there, when the engine is on work, you see the smoke will flow all over, and it affects us. Even cough worries us, even our children. And the smell, especially the smell, worries us very well. When we wash our body with that water, you see some crashes. We have crashes we have this on our body unless we go to the hospital.
Blackfish that remain.
While it has been
So
reported
white one
that the
died
National Environmental
because the
Standards and
heat on it.
Regulations Enforcement Agency sealed off the company over flouting of environmental laws and standards in early 2023, today with the company being back in operation, the people of the area still suffers the impact of the pollution. Many communities in Benue not only lose their livelihood due to climate change, but also because of conflict, and competition over natural resources are increasing as climate change intensifies. When conflict breaks out, damage and destruction breaks up communities, drives farmers from their homes, and increases the likelihood of unemployment.
My names are Moses Ahangbahon. I'm indigenous of Agbo village. We are predominantly farmers, although some are fishermen, but we are predominantly farmers. So the problem we are having here, we farm many things. We farm rice, we farm vegetables, we farm cassava. Vegetables like okra, pumpkin, bitter leaf, and what we call grain. You know, this place produce the highest number of vegetables in Makodi. Some people from Abuja, Kaduna, Jos, they do come here to buy vegetables here. The farm starts from here. This place you are seeing is another fish farm that somebody built. But after this farm, after this fish farm here, our crops move from riverbank to the main road, which goes to Lower Benue farm site. Lower Benue farm site. So in the past years, when I was young, I didn't know much. I didn't see this type of thing before. But now, when I was young, ships, you see ships will bring goods here. They will drop it at MDS, or some people call John Hart, after New Garage in Makodi. Then, if you go there, you will see railway tracks, which trains will then load the goods to other states in the north. But now, the River Benue is no longer deep. It is shallower. So anytime, just a little drop of water, you see flooding. You can't see any ship coming here again.
In search of solutions to their many problems, the Nigerian Association of Women in Agriculture visited the Commissioner of Agriculture in Benue State.
As the modern ministry of our association, we work in close relationship with the establishment, and we believe the good relationship will continue under this new leadership, including in fertilizer allocations, consideration for farm input, distribution slots, nominations for training empowerment program, as well as considerations for funding opportunities.
In Benue State, agriculture is all that we have, as you know. There's no other industry that thrives like agriculture. 80% of the population are already engaged in agriculture. Apart from providing food, the importance of agriculture cannot be overemphasized if you are engaging in it. It keeps you healthy. If you don't know, if you go to the farm and sweat and come back, you feel relieved, you feel happy, you feel healthy. Continue to farm. Apart from what you get to eat, to support your medicine, it will continue to help you physically and health-wise. So on that note, I want to again warmly and very warmly welcome you to the ministry, same as Hida, and we pledge to continue to work together, to collaborate together to develop agriculture.
For now, many civil society organizations are helping the farmers to cope with the impact of climate change, but many gaps remain.
We are right here in Abua community under Makurdi local government. This place is just about 10-15 minutes drive from the capital city of Benue State. The community here, they are mostly agrarian people. They farm a whole lot of rice, maize, and cassava. But they are a frontline climate community. They are impacted heavily by climate change. When the rain fails to come, their farms suffer. Their farming suffers. And when the rain does come in magnitude that they are not, that is not good for their family, like you see, the Benue River is just across the road. It's just a few miles down the road. The Benue River overflowed. We have been walking through rice farm and we have seen impacts of flooding. All around me, you can see it. Now, the people here suffer double jeopardy. Aside from the fact that they are being impacted by climate change, by extreme weather events, they are also being impacted by the dumping of industrial waste into this stagnant water you see behind me. Now, this stagnant water you're seeing here has two other sides to it. So people have to cross from here to go to their farms and cross back. Now, from where I am standing, you can smell the stench of, like fermenting cassava or whatever kind of carbohydrate is being fermented to make the ethanol. We're told that there's an ethanol company just a few blocks down here. Now, we're informed that Nestle had been at some point here to close down the factory, insisting on some environmental compliance. But it appears that the regulators are already blindsided by what is happening here, because right now you can see that the dumping of the industrial waste continues. This water is dangerous, is murky, is dirty, is stagnant, meaning that it will be an harbinger of different pathogens that could cause diseases to the community. It also destroys their maize. It destroys some of the things they plant, as you can see behind me here. So something needs to happen. People have to go through this every day to make a living in our communities. And without them going out every day, there will be no food on my table, on your table. We don't just say, oh, Benue State, the food basket of the nation. It has people, hardworking, suffering people behind that slogan. And we need to make it worth their while by coming to their aid to stop this kind of environmental nuisance, and also to help them strengthen their voices to call for action on climate change.
The team at Heda Resource Center believe the implementation of community-based programs designed to enhance resilience to climate change, encompassing flood mitigation measures and early warning systems need to be embraced. Renewable energy sources like solar and wind power to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and reduce dependence on fossil fuels, as well as the promotion of efficient waste management and recycling systems to decrease environmental pollution and greenhouse gas emissions, are also preached. The team also encouraged reforestation and afforestation efforts. Climate change and food and nutrition insecurity pose two of the greatest development challenges of our time. And yet a more sustainable food system can not only heal the planet, but ensure food security for all. Global food demand is estimated to increase to feed a projected global population of 9.7 billion people by 2050.
Mostly these farmers, some don't even have TVs. They don't have set. That is phones. And this information is given TVs, radios. So the farmers may not be able to get access to those information. Like last year, we were able to get the calendar and we gave it to farmers. We trained about 450 farmers in the 3 zones concerning the climate change issue. So if government can maybe aid NGOs to talk to farmers about the climate change, just as you came and you were giving lectures to the farmers, and the calendar you give, they will know when it's going to rain will take place, so that they will start planting. Maybe rain falls in March, you should not plant because it will go off again. It will not come down and your crops will winter away and died.
I remember when I was a farmer.
Here in Nigeria, many farmers are aware of the changing climate and the impacts they have on their productivity. Some even have access to improved seedlings of maize, rice, and cassava to enhance their practices. But findings have shown that access to improved seedlings is not enough. Many of them need knowledge on how to change their farming practices and also need capital to access farm inputs in order to boost production. While heat intensifies and climate change accelerates, smallholder farming families will face even greater obstacles and challenging working conditions. Experts warn that this will mean scarcer natural resources, higher chance of crop failure and livestock loss, greater threat of food insecurity, and millions of lives and livelihoods at risk. The stakes are higher than ever before, we've been told, and so been advised that it is now imperative we address the climate crisis and implement climate smart solutions. And with that, we end today's program. Thank you for being a part of it. Should you have any comment or question, our inbox earthfile@channelstv.com is available anytime, any day. We'll see you next week.